I moved to Abbotsford when I was 11 and I haven't left Abbotsford, so I haven't really experienced much. I got pregnant young at 18, had a baby, started nursing, RN program, but unfortunately life just took me in different directions and I ended up getting married and staying at home, and then I got divorced. I have 2 children, so my youngest was 2 when we got divorced. I went right into being a Care Aide, and I worked there for 15 years. 2 kids, working, paying the bills. It was hard. I mean, I love being a Care Aide. Loved it. It became a very physical job though, and so I had to start thinking of the next step. I just knew my body probably wouldn't take it. Getting older. I went to a psychiatrist. I just loved being a Care Aide and was having a really hard time, and I went to get some help, and she just kind of got me into like, why do you love Care Aide? What is it about it? And I realized I loved helping people. So we then started talking about, what do you love? What about it? And I came up with the Nursing Unit Clerk, and that's where I went. In short terms, the Nursing Unit Clerk processes physician's orders, but so much more. We answer all the phones, we greet all the visitors or the patients or the doctors coming in, we find anything they need, but the main thing we're there is to process the physician's orders. I was 43 maybe at the time, and I've never really used a computer. I was so scared. So I went and took some computer courses. I went back to school, I took some Excel, I took some Word programs, I took a typing program. It took me 3 times to pass that entrance typing to get into Stenberg. 3 times, but I did it. It was my first mild little success, but wow, I felt great. The first day of my program, I walked in, I was so scared. I just sat in the very first seat I could sit, and then I kind of people watched. I watched everyone that walked in, I looked at them, I looked at their age, I looked at what they were wearing, how beautiful they were. I was shaking. But then Frank walked in, and he is so funny and just welcomed us and everyone, the whole class. And he got us to say something that was going to mean something to you. So we all said master student. He called us master student. So from the very first day of class, I called myself a master student. We called ourselves master students. We called each other master students. We still, actually, now we call ourselves master employees, but we still say those things. So that first day was, it was the best day because I was so scared. And walking in, and I felt wonderful. Life was so hard with COVID. We started our program in Stenberg in class, you know, and then that was in January or the end of January, and by March we were at home. That was scary, but guess what? We got to go through it together. I can't talk about the parties or the group get-togethers because we didn't. We were during COVID. So I can just tell you, we laughed. We had some really good times trying to figure out Moodle at home. Those are funny, you know, how do you upload this? And it was a really good experience. I don't want to speak for the whole school, but I know any person from my class could have won Student of the Year. They could have been sitting in my place and they deserved it. Every single one. I just feel like I'm representing them, not necessarily me. I wouldn't have been here. I would not be here if it wasn't for the group of people I was matched with. My first day of practicum, I was nervous, but I was excited. I was really looking forward to it. I was not looking forward to answering the phone. Surprisingly, in all my life, I've never had a phone job or had to answer the phone or use the computer. But first day, I answered it. Now I love it. I graduated on October 28th and my hiring date was November 2nd. I work full-time at VGH Hospital. I'm a float. I go to a different ward all the time. I go to ICU, I go to COVID units, I go to medicine, surgical. I feel fulfilled. I'm happy. I even have an hour and a bit drive to go to work each day, and I'm still enjoy it. You got to see the most wonderful, beautiful things out of COVID. When these nurses and doctors and health staff all work together in a pandemic. It was just amazing. It was really a beautiful blessing to see, as scary and as sad as it was, to see how these people handle it were amazing. I love my job. I love who I am while I'm at my job. I love coming home and I feel good. Now I really do believe that I want to come back and teach, and I've never imagined that change, but I'm looking into the future. I would tell the younger Renee to embrace the fear. Love the fear, because that's the excitement. The change, the challenges that will come my way or your way will give you light. Just content isn't good enough for you. Know your worth, because you are worth it. That's good. That's what I'd say.